Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Cad. In case you couldn't tell by my physique and my tight shirt, I go to the gym. I've been going to the gym a lot more lately because, well, I need to get my physique up. If you guys saw my physique a while back, you'll know that it needs some work. And so I was like, screw it, I'll hit the gym. One thing that I noticed when I started going to the gym is that there's an abundance of content on YouTube concerning the gym. And I think the bulk of it is actually bad. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean gym culture as a whole has started to fade back into toxic gym culture. I'm gonna give you the pipeline of people that watch gym talks and stuff like that, just to give you an idea of how this progresses to something bad. So obviously, if you're a beginner, you have no idea what you're doing in the gym. So you're gonna go, okay, how do I get ripped? How do I get better? What are some training splits? How do I stay safe in the gym? So you're gonna look up some videos. Maybe you'll find a Sean Nelawani video. Maybe you'll find a Jeff Nippard video. Shout out to Jeff Nippard. You may even find videos from buff guys like Noel Dazel. That's how I started, at least. A lot of Sean Nelawani and Noel Dazel. But then it progresses. You get some newbie gains, and honestly, gym culture is cool, but you really want to immerse yourself in it. So then you find some other content creators like Greg Doucette and Alex Eubank, and some guys that are actually like in really good shape. And from there, you find your Sam Soliks, and you see these godlike physiques, and you want to start obtaining them. And then you move on to Chris Bumstead. You start watching Mr. Olympia, and you follow that stuff. It's just a really dark rabbit hole. And I think that a lot of content creation in the gym space leads down this bodybuilding pipeline where you go from, okay, how do I work out to make myself healthy, to, okay, how do I start building unhealthy body standards for myself? Now, going to the gym and having a physical is not bad at all. In fact, you should inspire to be better than yourself every single day. But the thing is, I think people look up too much to these bodybuilders on steroids and think, man, that is the pinnacle of men's health. When in the reality is, it's not. And they're actually killing themselves when they're on stage. A lot of fitness influencers in the space are starting to talk about body dysmorphia, where they don't like the way they look at themselves. And this applies to everything you see on social media. A lot of things are doctored. A lot of things are photoshopped. A lot of physiques are not natural even when they say they are. Now, whether the purpose is to lie to themselves or to sell you on a course, regardless, it's bad. And you need to recognize that the fitness space isn't just for obtaining a godlike physique. People go to the gym for several different reasons. Some people recover from injury. Some people need to train their cardio. I know I need to. Some people need to train sport-specific things. That's why you have gyms that train specific things like mixed martial arts or boxing. And there's also mental health, which leads us to today's sponsor. No, I'm fucking with you. I wouldn't be sponsored by BetterHelp. They sell your data, by the way. BetterHelp sells your data to advertisers. So bear that in mind next time you decide to use BetterHelp. But the point that I'm trying to get across is you don't need to follow these influencers that are more specifically training towards bodybuilding, because that's not the only thing that matters. Powerlifting is not the only thing that matters. Not everyone needs to be the next Larry Wheels or Eddie Hall or Ronnie Coleman. There are other fitness influencers and athletes that you can look up to. It's crazy to me because I think that a lot of children can recognize that they have heroes like LeBron James, Messi, Ronaldo. And I think that having these heroes as an adult doesn't make you a child. It makes you someone with a goal, a passion, and a role model. I don't think this is a problem with fitness influencers in general. Obviously, there are some bad apples in there. But generally speaking, I feel like this is a pipeline that just naturally happens. Get the etymology nerd on this shit, you know? Maybe he can study the sort of pipeline that is gym culture. If I was to go back and meet my younger self, I'd ask myself why it was that I was going to the gym. Obviously, I was trying to build a better physique. But for what? Because honestly, I got a better physique. But it came at the caveat that I butchered my cardiovascular health. I butchered my swimming abilities, which is what I was training for most of my life. And honestly, if I could go back and do it again, I would do so in a much smarter way. I think there's more to going to the gym than hypertrophy, which I think a lot of people miss the point of whenever it comes to going to the gym. You can train power, you can train strength, you can train endurance. And people don't focus on that because all they care about is getting bigger muscles. There's other avenues when it comes to training, and you should explore those avenues in order to become a healthier self. Me personally, I started training MMA. I get staph infections like every month, but I still go. And mainly, do it for yourself. Don't do it for someone else. Don't do it because you're bullied into it. Do it for your own self and your own health. Because trust me, going to the gym is so good for you. I may make a separate video on me begging you guys to go to the gym. Also, thank you guys for 70 subs. I know it's not a lot, but this is the highest that I've ever had in my channel in its history. And honestly, my last videos have been doing fantastically. The basketball video, the thumbnail video, the Squid Game video, and even the Linux video, which a lot of you guys didn't really like, still got a lot of engagement. And so I thank you guys all for correcting me, getting the points across, and I thank you guys for that. And with that, I've been Ked. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Let's keep this fucking train going. If you haven't already, like and subscribe so I can keep this train rolling. You know, we can keep the dream going. Thank you guys. I'm out.